I'll start.
Excellent.
Hello and welcome to Lulu's Way, Healthy Food, Healthy Life. My name is Nicole and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be your host this evening. In order to keep this meeting free from distraction, we ask that all in attendance please mute yourselves unless you are speaking. We also ask that you keep the video mode turned off if you are doing anything other than sitting and participating in this meeting so that we can minimize distraction. In this community, we gather to support, encourage, and inspire on the benefits of nutrition, weight loss, wellness, and the joy that comes from choosing to serve yourself well. We are not medically trained, nor do we have formal training in nutrition. We come together here for the sole purpose of providing support, sharing experiences, and promoting a healthy lifestyle. It may be wise to check with your healthcare professional with any dietary suggestions or advice you receive from this group discussion, particularly if you have health challenges. Individuals in this group may have different ideas on how to eat healthy. Just figure out what works best for you and do it your way.
Yay. Thank you, Nicole. So, remind me again, what's our topic?
Well, our topic was we were going to just open it up to see if anybody is struggling and maybe doesn't feel confident that they'll make it through next week.
Yeah.
This is a good place to talk about it. If you're not struggling, how you're doing.
Yeah.
And preparing again, it's like the holiday theme again, but it's kind of going strong right now. So it's really just an open forum, I think.
Right. So is there anybody that's concerned about the holiday, the actual holiday leading up to the holiday? There's usually food everywhere. Is there anybody that has, really tight guidelines for themselves that kind of, as the holiday is approaching, they feel unrealistic? Do they feel unattainable? Or is everybody strong and ready to rock and roll? Oh, I see applause. Yay, that means Sheila, you're ready. You're ready for a nice, clean, healthy holiday. Huh, Sheila? Good. Sue.
Has anybody been feeling, prepping for meals and shopping and prepping and cooking and then all the Christmas things going on? It's like, wow, I need to take a minute and my priorities. I'm tired of, I've been running out of prepped food, in the fridge and stuff. And I just had a talk with myself, and I can't go out and help in the community if I don't eat right and if I don't go to the gym and keep myself moving, or exercising is part of healthy life, right? And yeah, I just really had a talk with myself. But other than that, now I'm back on track, and just Gary's going one direction, I'm going in another direction. Our church had the live nativity with the live animals and the donkeys and the, just a lot of work helping set that up and stuff. And yeah, but so then Gary bought himself I had another experience with diet sugar candy that Gary came home with. It looked like a delicious piece of chocolate. Chocolate is my downfall. I can go through the corn chips, but not the chocolate. Anyway, so I tried a sugar-free piece of chocolate. Wow, did that disrupt my stomach? And I remember some of you guys talking about going off the wagon and having a cookie or a piece of pie or whatever, and you got just really, upset stomach and just wild gut. It gave me a wild gut for a good day and a half. So, warning out there, don't eat the diet chocolate, the sugar-free chocolate. It's normally not in our house. And Gary got in trouble being a diabetic too. He ate the whole box, and you know what happened to him? It just stomach upset, you just, yeah.
Like Barb says, the sugar's the devil. Even sugar-free, because you know something? It was sugar-free, but there were sweeteners in it. Artificial sweet. Oh, well, of course they were. They're sweets. When it says sugar-free, sugar-free soda has aspartame and saccharin.
Xylitol.
All that stuff. So that's probably what made you feel sick. Not the chocolate. it's all that the chemicals that were in it in place of sugar.
Oh yeah, it gave me an acid stomach for a couple
Yeah.
of days. I haven't had that for months and months and months. But
So the artificial sweetener is not your friend either, you know.
so beware, ladies out there. If you see a sugar-free piece of chocolate, don't be tempted.
No,
Not good.
it's not on the food plan anyway. So
Yes, I know. I know.
yeah.
Sue from Seattle is not perfect.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, what I'm saying is if you had a chocolate that had sugar in it, you probably wouldn't have got sick. I'm going to say that the chemicals and stuff, if you're so used to eating clean, I would say that your body could likely not handle the sorbitol or whatever was in it that took the
Yeah,
place of sugar.
I
Yeah.
should. Won't fool me again. That's
There
for
you
sure.
go. There you go. And about preparing for busy. Okay, like when you were saying about like you had to go and the live animals, you had all this stuff going on. Now when I have my meetups, it's a very tight schedule all day. So I got to be here at 9 doing this, and here at 10:30, and here and I get them lunch at noon, and then something at 1, and then something at 3, and then so there's just things going on the whole day. And before my day even starts, there's my 3 meals lined up. I just do it first thing before I even get out of my pajamas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you said, it's about prioritizing. What's your priority? So I'm just saying that's a great way to handle a busy day, because you just grab and go. And I knew, like, one day this week I had to go renew my license, and then I was going up to see my van build guy about, he was fixing my electrical stuff. And I knew that, like, I was going to be gone, and I was like, okay, I'm going to bring my lunch. And then I thought, by the time I get back, because there was something else I had to do in the afternoon, by the time I get back, it's going to be dinner time. So I was just like, I'm doing them all. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Made everything. Sat down, had my breakfast, took the meal with me in the car, had that right while he's working on my battery. I'm stuffing. He's used to it. He's just like, oh, here she is with her big bowl of veggies, and then when I got home, I didn't have to make anything because it was ready right on time. Just pulled it right out, put it in the toaster oven to heat it. And so yeah, because I don't want to be struggling with a busy day and my food. So I'll just struggle with the busy day, and the food will never be a struggle, because that will never win. That's never going to take my time over something else. But then you have obligations, so it's kind of like, you can't say like, oh, I have this obligation, so I couldn't get home to do lunch. Well, you got to think about that in the morning. That's how I do it, so that it always works for me. So
Yeah, that's doable. But where my fridge gets emptied out quick is Gary. I'm also,
yeah.
he loves the vegetables too. So I mean, it's vegetables are just flying out of here, and which is a good thing. And it's just more time to prep, more time to have time to prep, to cook.
Yeah.
And I did that. Yeah. But anyway, like I said, I just sat down and had don't feel guilty that you're going to the gym instead of this other commitment. Don't feel guilty.
Yeah.
You've got to take care of yourself so that you can do your other functions, Yeah. So.
And whatever you're choosing instead, you choose whatever you're choosing to, for your health and well-being over something else. It's like, there's nothing to feel guilty about, because once you just decide, is it something that I really should go to? Like, should I? Like, is it a must? And if it is, and then you don't go and you feel bad, it's probably warranted. But if you've made the decision, like, takes priority, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to say no to this, just free yourself. Just let yourself off the hook. Just like, I've made the decision. I made the decision. So there's, feeling guilty is not going to serve me, but it's about knowing, what's, the things that we need to do opposed to the things we want to do, you know?
Absolutely, Lulu.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now that the classes I'm in and stuff have quit. Now I've got now the schedule's not so jammed up.
Oh, good. Oh, that's good.
But
Good.
yeah, yeah, everything is good. Everything is good. But I just was getting overwhelmed with commitment and classes and prepping and shopping and cooking and working out and but yeah. Anyway, so it's all good now. And
Good.
Merry Christmas to you all.
Same to you. And is there anybody else here that has any tips about having a busy day and what you do that helps you keep things in order and keep the priorities straight?
I wanted to just share, I have some of the same similar things as you do, Sue. Like my husband is eating all these same amounts of vegetables and for lunch and dinner. And so it's like, okay, so then that's like 4 pounds a day, right? And so I'm like, holy cats, where are the carrots? Oh, they're all gone, and I'm like, ah. So Lulu, you posted something recently to somebody online, I think, like who might have been having trouble with veggies, and you said something like just pick several or few and have those repeatedly. And I just sort of tamped down my thought that, oh, I have to eat the rainbow, I can eat half the rainbow, and just redo the ones that are really easy. And that's helping me right now. So we're having like carrots every single day and zucchini, I like to have that a lot, but that's a lot more, prep because I like to roast it. So that's kind of like once a week. And I'm doing a big batch of like 8 zucchinis. And still, I'm always flabbergasted how fast it goes when 2 people are eating it. So I also do put aside what I need, and just tell Ron, there's a bunch of things, but I just have to make sure I'm not like up a creek without a paddle. I have to go into the office. I have to, so he knows. So, and he eats other things. So I love for him to be eating the veggies. But yeah, I kind of have to protect my portions or I'll be in trouble, Yeah, I don't want to label things in the fridge like mine,
Yeah.
But that is
He's probably asking. He's probably asking, like, is it okay? Does he say, like, is this okay to have? Like, he knows,
Yes.
like, you just need your proper servings. And
can I eat the rest of the chicken? Yeah, go ahead and eat it. I'll have I'll debunk those on my salad. Go ahead.
Exactly. So I think I can just totally relate to that because it's a lot of veg every day when it's not just one person.
Yeah.
It is. And then on top of it that my priorities are healthy. My priorities are straight, and that it just is anybody else overwhelmed or feel overwhelmed like I do. And Nicole, you do feel a little overwhelmed with commitments and stuff. Yeah.
I totally do. And like what I've started doing just like right now, because, all my grand plans to really reduce stress and have everything be prepared, now that it's right here, I'm just doing what I need to do for tomorrow today. So like tomorrow I'm going into the office and I'm exchanging, I bring my boss a gift. Well, I just ran out at lunchtime and got that gift because I'm like, I have to do my other things. I have to take care of myself. And, I'm just like getting ready the day before, but I've kind of got it paced out like that. And then I've been writing down on my calendar for next year when I'm going to have things done by, so I don't have to feel like, ugh. But yeah, and then also just, realizing that I only have to worry about my own food. Everyone else, like, yes, I'll coordinate and I'm making things, but my main priority is just my own food. Kind of like put your own life mask on first before you try to help others. And yeah, and that's feeling really good because, this is the most exciting Christmas ever because it's the first like full Christmas just staying on plan and enjoying that feeling. And already having one family Christmas behind me, I didn't miss any of that. I feel terrific. I didn't feel tempted, but I just feel so terrific that it didn't like bring me down. I didn't do something to harm my health or my goals and my spirit. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting for you.
One thing that keeps us all excited for us that are still losing is I went and put on a pair of jeans I've been waiting to wear, and they were a little bit snug last month, and I put them on to yesterday, and they felt perfect. I mean, all my other jeans are so big they don't feel good, you know. And then I found a nice peach colored T-shirt that I was wearing a couple of months ago. By golly, that thing went all the way down to my knees. It was so big. It's like, uh-oh, I'm running out of clothes again. So, you know, we keep trying on those clothes that fit us a couple months ago that are too big, and it gives us that boost of encouragement.
Yes.
Still need to lose weight. So,
Great, so.
Happy thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great, so.
Thank you, Lulu. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Is there anybody else that wants to share about any challenges or struggles or that they have this through these holidays? Or anybody have any planning ideas? Food prep ideas? I say about food prep, don't forget your frozen veggies. Now, I know they're not as delicious as fresh, but I think they're as nutritious, probably, if not more nutritious, because everything is harvested and frozen. It's like quick blanched and frozen, whereby all the other veggies that get to the supermarket, that's a long journey. It's a long journey from farm to table, you know, and there's something lost. And then, yeah, there's something lost. So I just suggest that don't forget always have like a bag of frozen broccoli, frozen green beans, the frozen artichoke hearts. I love those. I get those all the time. I just think they're better than the ones in the can. And Brussels sprouts, frozen Brussels sprouts. Trader Joe's has a lot of good frozen veggies. Frozen asparagus they have. And yeah, they work, you know. And in the cans and jars, the only things that I like that I think are edible are artichoke hearts and beets. Everything else I've ever had in a can is just doesn't. It's like waterlogged and just not enjoyable to me. But remember the frozen veggies. You can even get like butternut squash frozen in cubes, you know. So that's
yeah. I was gonna say Aldi has frozen butternut squash, and also just it's kind of funny because I think someone was posting their frozen veggies, and I'm like, yeah, that's a really great idea. So there's like a 5-pound bag of green beans at Costco, organic green beans, and you know I bought one thinking this is great. Well, it's me and Ron. And so it's like, how many 5-pound bags of these things do I have to stack up in because they're huge, you know, but it really does help. But I'm still laughing at how fast it's gone. You know what I mean? It's a great big, school cafeteria bag full. And by the way, Sheila, I saw your face when beets were mentioned.
Oh,
she hates beets.
She hates beets. A lot of people hate beets. I love beets.
She's one of my accountability buddies, and I send her pictures of beets, and she's like, oh.
Yeah.
She's like, you go on, go at it.
Yeah. There was something I was just going to say. Oh, so I have, there's somebody I know that follows this food plan, and she has mobility issues in her hands. So she is very limited to the slicing and dicing that she can do. So she does all frozen. And she knows like that it's a sacrifice for fresh food and fresh cooked veggies and fresh salads and stuff. And not that she never has those, but it's too much for her to do. So she swears by the veggies at Costco. I've never tried them, but she says they come in 5-pound bags. She goes and gets like 10, right? So she really stocks up. And there's a certain blend. She gets the blends. So it's like a mixed veggie. And I want to say they're like, it's like an Asian blend or something. I don't know. I can find out. If anybody's interested, just message me on Facebook and just say, can you get me the name of those veggies? It's the one like she gets, there's a few to pick from at Costco, and she goes to the same one all the time. And she gets like 10. you know, and so that's 50 pounds, and that's what, a few weeks. That would get her probably a few weeks. Yeah.
I was
So,
gonna say, Lulu, I know that one from Costco, and
oh, you do?
it has water chestnuts in it, and I haven't looked up what that really is. If that's a vegetable,
Yeah,
I
I
always
think
pick
it's.
them out and give them to my husband
Oh,
because I don't know
yeah.
what that really is.
I think they're a veg.
Okay.
They're just very watery. They're watery. They're
Hmm.
not starchy. They just seem watery. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do a little research just to make sure, but yeah,
Yeah.
and I can put that out in the group
I mean,
too.
they're
I can
definitely
find
not a
it.
nut. They're not a nut.
No.
No, no.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. You mean are they a starchy veg?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't eat them, but I think I would if they were in. I would probably consider that a veg. Some of
Mhm.
those mixes have like lima beans in them. I bought a mix once, not at Costco and not 5 pounds, but I bought a mix once and I was like, oh, this is great. And I was just like, oh my God, there's like these lima beans in there. I had to pick them all out because that's a protein, you know. So you got to
Agreed.
just kind
Yep.
of look at your ingredients. But yeah, she swears by those. She loves them, loves them. So that's very easy to do that. You just weigh out 16 ounces, put them in the microwave if you use a microwave, and be good to go.
Mhm. Okay, Barb. Hi,
Hey,
Barb.
Barb.
Hey everybody. So first off, yes, water chestnuts are considered a vegetable. They're aquatic tubers that grow underwater in marshes and ponds.
There you
So
go.
just so you have that. So no need to give those to your husband anymore unless you just don't like them. Hey,
I like them.
so I got a question about the frozen vegetables. So I grabbed a bag of like Green Giant Select, and of just the broccoli, just to try it. And I put it in the microwave to cook it, and it was just so much water. So I'm just wondering, like, do you guys, whoever uses frozen vegetables, have a problem with them being like very soggy?
I just
And if so, how do you deal with that?
I just put them out on paper towels to just
After you cook them, do you cook them
Yeah.
first, or do you not cook them?
yeah, I would cook them first, and then I would put them out on paper towels. I would line a dish with paper towels, put them in there. I do that a lot with everything. Like I can find zucchinis can be really watery. Like even when they come out of the oven, I've roasted them. Like I cut the ends off and then I cut them in half the long way, and then I take my sheet pan and I season the sheet pan. I spray the nonstick spray, then salt and pepper and some paprika, whatever. Then I put them all face down, and then I just roast them like that. It couldn't be easier. Just end slice, and then I just like high heat. But then when they come out, they get very watery. Does anybody notice that with zucchini? Yeah. So I line my dish. I line my container with 3 plies of paper towel, and then I put all my zucchinis on there, and then put them when they're in the fridge the next day that it's drenched.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, I do that with my vegetables and such when I cook it in the Instant Pot.
When it's coming out of water,
it.
like when it's coming out of water from the Instant Pot.
Yeah,
I do the same thing.
It in the frozen.
Yeah, because they
I
are
noticed
all
that,
blanched.
too.
They're all blanched, so they did get steamed. They get steamed, like flash steamed.
Are they cooked before they're frozen? They're frozen.
They're like flash steamed, like blanched. So that is a cooking process, but it's called blanching.
It locks in the nutrients and they're still bright colored. They're not like
Yeah.
green isn't cooked out of them. But I noticed the same thing. And if you save them in a dish, you go to get them tomorrow, I drain them again because they give up more water overnight even. So that's just kind of how those frozen veggies are.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the frozen veggies without cooking them?
Yes.
No, I haven't. But
yeah,
thought.
If you just defrost them, I eat them just defrosted. Like I'll take a bag of frozen broccoli.
Are they hard? Are they hard like Like
No.
raw, or are they cooked?
They're blanched. Yeah, they're not
So
hard
they're
like
cooked
raw.
and blanched. So blanched just means that you stop the cooking process, right?
Yeah, blanched just means that they're dunked in boiling hot water for probably 10 seconds, and then they come out. So it gets to that, the raw edge is gone. It's not raw,
Okay.
but it's not cooked through, so that you can have cooking time. But the artichoke hearts, the bag of artichoke hearts that I buy that are frozen, I just defrost those. I don't cook them. Broccoli, I'll make like a broccoli salad. I love cold broccoli, cold cooked broccoli. I'll do that right with a bag, as long as it's the florets, not the big, huge things. The florets,
Right.
I just defrost them overnight, and I'll put them in a container with like a little dish towel in it. And then the next morning, the dish towel's wet, everything's defrosted, and then I'll just use them right in my salad.
Okay.
I might bring the towel over and just give it a little push and just give it one last squeeze. But that's what I do.
All right. I'll try that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, hi, Ellen.
Hi, Ellen.
Hi, how's everyone?
Terrific.
Good, good. So I found out early on that when I have 2 days off, the afternoon of that second day has to be meal prep for my next work days. Otherwise, nothing works because I have 12-hour days and I don't come home to make meals. So that happened early on that I figured that one out. And so I also do custom baking for folks, and it's kind of busy right now. So this is my third day off, and tomorrow I go back. So this afternoon, after I got some of my baking done, I started on my meal prep. And then I thought, well, as soon as the meeting's over, I'm going to have my dinner ready as well. So I was scrambling a little bit this afternoon, but that's what it takes for me. I have to be ready. And I do find that the frozen vegetables are a little bit watery as well. And I do cook them. I partially cook them, not as many minutes as it says. And then I just put them in a strainer for a while and walk away for a little bit.
That's a good
that
idea.
seems to help. But I think the paper towel idea might be a great idea too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. And I've been meal planning. As a family, we're getting together the weekend after Christmas because I work Christmas Day and the day after. So, but meal planning with my daughter-in-law, and she's awesome, and it's going to be simple but very clean, and it's going to be easy.
Oh,
So,
good.
Yeah.
Very
It's gonna
good.
be-
I have another friend that follows this food plan. Another person I know that follows this food plan. And every Sunday night, she packs 5 lunches for the week. And I always just say, like, I don't know, 5 days out, it's awfully far away,
Yeah, I think 5 would be too many.
Yeah.
I work the next 3 days, and I usually meal prep 2 lunches and 2 dinners, but not the third one. It just seems like
Yeah.
I don't want that one sitting in the fridge for that long. So, but if I have in my mind what I'm gonna have, then it's not bad. If I have everything kind of organized, then it's not bad. But I think that third day is just too long for it to be sitting in the fridge.
Yeah, I have kind of a 4-day rule. Like if I have cooked sweet potatoes, like I don't want to cook anything more than 4 days out. That
Right.
4th day, I want to be finishing those.
Right.
So I have things, even like if I make a batch of rice or cooked grains, I'm like, I'm not going to make a thing this big that would last me 2 weeks. I'm always considering 4 days. 4 days is my rule, and I think that's even a lot. But she does the 5 every Sunday. On Sunday, she's putting together a meal, like roasted veggies with protein and for Friday. And I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she does. It works for. I was like,
Sure.
they're fine in 5 days. I'm not interested in doing that, but that's the prep. Because she has, like when you just said, I got to carve that time out my second day off in the afternoon, that's the time I carve out to do food prep. She carves out every Sunday is when she does her, because she works full time. So,
Yep.
So everybody's just doing what they got to do, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. And then once you figure it out, it's not a big thing. But I do protect those hours because that's important and it has to be done, and I don't want to be doing it at night. So
yeah. You know, and I mean, what I do is I kind of try to find like pockets of time, and it might be, you know, I might be doing food prep for like, you know, I'm going to sit down and have breakfast, but before I sit down and have my breakfast, let me throw a couple of sweet potatoes in the oven, and then I'm having breakfast before I know it. They're done, cooling off. They'll go in. You know, the next day I might do the same with chicken. Let me put some chicken. I'm getting a little low. I'll put some chicken in. So I kind of do it like as I have just little pockets of time. Because really, when you think about it, like if you're going to be sitting down and having a meal, if you just throw something in the oven while you're eating, so basically your food prep is taking no time, you know?
Right.
So that's just an idea. I find that like today I had two batches of asparagus. I didn't need it today. I didn't eat it today, but I cooked it today. And I said, I just had time. I was just like, oh, I have like 10 minutes. Let me throw that in. And I just sliced it all up and got it all cleaned and seasoned. I roasted it in the oven, and then it was done. And then I was like, it smelled so good. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll have that for dinner. But then when dinner came, there was something else I wanted to finish. But I was like, that will be there tomorrow, you know?
Yeah.
So I just squeeze it in here and there, those little pockets of time that like perhaps you might be, you know, sitting on the computer or watching TV, you know, it's just kind of like you can just throw something in the oven really quick. It doesn't have to be like a big production. It can just be all little moments, you know, just an idea. Yeah. And I know I'm not comparing myself to you if you're working. I'm not, because I'm not working too. So I probably have more little pockets of time than you do. So
and you know, then you come on that day where you've got a little smidgen of this and a little bit of that. So lunch today was clean out all the little pieces and parts, and that makes me feel good too that I could do that. And I made actually it turned out pretty well, like a bowl of, and it was all leftovers, but it was really good. But then I actually started on over then food prepping, veggies, and but it works well for me, and
good.
No complaints.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good, Ellen.
Yeah.
You know, I had I get, you know, you people that have the husbands that are eating all the food. I had Bob over. My friend Bob was over doing some work in my van, and so I told him, would you like to come for lunch? Most times he says no, and he said yes, and I was just like, oh geez. Not really. No. But I said, all right, so now I got to make 2 big ass salads, right? So I was like, do I have enough chicken? Do I have enough this? I knew he wouldn't have any sweet potato and stuff. He's diabetic, so he tries to watch that, you know. So I did offer it to him though, but he was just like, no, my sugars will go crazy if I have that. And I was like, oh, good. I'm kidding. But yeah, I did have to put more chicken on when I wasn't ready for it myself. I was like, I don't want to run out. I don't want to limit him to 4 ounces, you know, so I wanted to have an abundance of it, you know, so, but it was easy enough. I just threw it in the oven, and then I'm doing other things I need to do, you know, but he loved it. So that was good.
Yeah. The other thing that was kind of neat for me was, I live over 2 hours in any direction from even a Walmart. I'm in the middle of nowhere. So I was gone to a training, and I had great options, and so it was just fun to go to the grocery store and just look around to see what else was available, because I don't get that option very often. So that was a lot of fun too. So,
this is you. Would you say you were out of town
I was out of town for a couple of weeks at a training.
Oh, okay.
So in the evening, a couple of times I went and just did some looking around, and I actually found the Lundberg rice cakes there, and yeah, so it was a good experience to actually see what's out there.
Good. So you have to travel 2 hours to a grocery store. So
Well,
you
to a Walmart.
to a Walmart. Oh, you have a
Yeah,
grocery store.
we have two local grocery stores.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So
good.
we're, and they're pretty good, but
Oh, good.
it is a little bit limiting,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
so that was fun.
Good. Great, Ellen.
Yeah.
I'm so
All
happy
right.
that you just seem very committed and
Oh yeah.
in it to
Yeah.
win it. Good for you. You feeling
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
You feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Oh,
I just,
good.
yeah, I visited a friend yesterday that I hadn't seen for a long time, and she said, "Oh my God, you've gotten so skinny." And I said, "Yeah, but," I said, "I feel so good and I've got energy to burn." And I said, "I can jump out of a car after driving 4 or 5 hours and nothing hurts. Nothing
Wow.
hurts. I can just get out and
And that's new for you?
yeah, it's new for me."
Oh, isn't
That's
that
why
beautiful?
that's when I originally started. It was to try to negate some of the leg pain I had, and it only took 10 days, believe it or not.
Wow.
Took 10 days,
Yeah.
but yeah, I can get out from anywhere.
Yeah.
I used to have to get out of my car and stand there for a minute, make sure my knees were adjusted and going, and everything was in place before I took that first step. It was kind of bad. So now I just jump out and go.
Wow.
It's amazing. Yeah,
What
it's
a
great.
gift.
It is every day.
That
Every
tastes better than anything.
Oh yes, it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can make anything and everything for anybody else, but it
You
doesn't
don't want
bother
it.
me
You
a
don't
bit.
want it. You want the knees that don't hurt. That's what you want.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Good. And probably
anyways,
taking the weight off the knees, and also the
yeah,
inflammation, the inflammatory foods, all that
yeah,
processed
right,
stuff. That stuff is just
right.
killing everybody. Yeah. Good.
That's true.
Good for you.
But it only took 10 days
Yeah.
before the pain went away, and that's something I would have never believed if someone would have told me that.
How
I
powerful
would have
food
never
is.
believed them, but
Yeah.
it's true.
It's the power of food. It's just
It
very
is.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. So
Good.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Same to
And
you,
next
Ellen.
week, yeah, next week I will be working. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Okay.
Bye
Thanks,
for now.
Ellen. Cam,
Hey,
New
Cam
Jersey.
from Jersey.
Hey there.
How you doing?
I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Let's see. First, Barb, with the frozen veggies, the one thing, because I'm not a fan of frozen veggies. However, I do try to keep a few on hand. And what I did find is I take them out and put them in a colander and let them defrost in a colander all afternoon. And then when I cook them, I don't cook them in the microwave. I'll put them in the frying pan, saute pan, or the air fryer, and it gets all that moisture out of them.
Dry heat. That's what you're using. You're using dry heat.
Dry heat,
instead
and
of steaming.
I defrost them, and I get as much
Yep.
of that water out prior to the cooking. It's the only way I've been able to tolerate them. Because I always just feel like they're a bunch of mush.
Yeah, I know. They're not.
But
they're not
the
as good.
Trader Joe's ones and the Costco ones are better. The better of them, like the grocery store, like store brand ones. They're the ones I find are more mush and nothing. And the Costco ones with the water chestnuts, I've had that, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot how much I loved water chestnuts. So I found them on clearance, and I got like 4 cans. But then I did all this research on them, and it's confusing whether they're a starchy vegetable or a regular vegetable. I'm like, both of what you said is right, but
Yeah.
I still haven't figured it out.
Yeah, there's some things that are right on that line. Like you read something and it says it's, it's one thing, you read another. If you know something, if I see conflicting ones, I just go with the veg. Just use it.
Well, and I was gonna say, I would think mostly with water chestnuts, you're not using like a whole.
Yeah,
3,
you're not
4,
having
5
16
ounce
ounces
serving.
of it.
They're
Yeah.
just kind of sprinkled in.
Yeah.
So the little tiny bit of them.
Yeah.
So
that's like the delicata
Hey, Pam.
squash. I've read that it's summer squash. I've read that it's winter squash, and it's just
Right.
kind of like, just use it as a summer. I mean, if you're having 16 ounces of it, like twice a day,
Right.
it's probably not going to serve you well, you know. But to have it as part of your veggies
Right.
was. Bob, were you going to say something?
I was just gonna say it is confusing because it said it was a vegetable. It also said it was a tuber.
Right.
But a root, and then there was one thing I read about it being a root of the vegetable, which made it a starchy vegetable.
Okay.
Was just very confusing. So I figured the few that you throw in when you do a stir fry has got to just be not a big deal. Just count them as a vegetable.
Let's just count them as veggies, yeah.
Because they're also very high water content. From what I did lots of research on them because I got excited and wanted to eat them.
Yeah, and because they're very, very crunchy, like a radish.
Yes.
They're almost like a radish. They're like that kind of a crunch. You would never have a potato and eat a potato like that, like
almost like a raw potato, though. Yeah.
I think they're more like a radish, like a wet radish.
Yeah. Like a wet radish.
I thankfully don't like them, so
I haven't had them in years, but I do like them. I just don't typically get them.
Yeah, I enjoyed them in that stir fry mix from Costco, and so I was like, oh, that adds a nice little crunch, a little different, change things up here and there. So,
do you remember the name of that mix? Because if I heard the name, I'd probably recognize it.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure it's a Kirkland brand, but I'm gonna find it.
But the name of the blend, like the blend has a name, like Siesta
I think it's
something.
probably just a stir fry
No,
blend.
it had a name. It had a name. It's
the other one that I've liked from there, it's cauliflower, carrots, and broccoli.
That's Normandy, I think, the one from Kirkland.
Yes.
Normandy and stir fry are the two. That's what we have to use here. So, yeah.
Yeah, so those I use both of them, but again, like I said, I've kind of figured out just defrosting them, letting them sit for a couple hours and get all that water out before cooking.
That's a good tip, Pam.
That makes sense. That I liked.
Doing them in the oven, all that water's going to evaporate with the dry
heat. Or
heat,
just like the pan heat. Even, because I don't put anything in it, just kind of like almost reverse steaming. There you go.
Yeah, it's dry cooking. Yep. Yep. That's a good idea. So just do it in the pan or in the oven. Yep.
Right. So yeah, those were my main comments, and other than that, I think I don't feel concerned about my mindset at all with the being around the cookies. And I did, though, my son doesn't get in until Saturday night late, so I did say I'm not bringing the cookies here until Saturday night. Just in case I have a moment. But I also am only bringing in a small tin for the two boys, enough for the two of them. And but I bought some tortilla chips and some things to have in the house yesterday, and because I know he's going to snack, and cheese and crackers. But I don't feel tempted. I feel okay.
Good.
So
you want what you have.
That's where I'm at.
You want what you have.
Yeah, I enjoy what I have.
Yeah.
And oh boy, I got a whole cabbage yesterday and roasted it with the I always do it this way, in the wedges with the smoked paprika. And I don't know, for some reason, this particular cabbage was so amazingly sweet and tasty. I wanted to have seconds of that.
How about that? Craving cabbage.
So I had it again today.
Yeah. I did that recipe this week too. I did that this week too with the mustard. It's delish.
Yeah, I've started using the mustard too. But yeah, it was crazy how good it tasted. I thought I didn't think cabbage would change around that much. So but it was super good.
So how many people saw the video of me and Pam and Barb and Sherry dancing? Did you see us dancing?
Oh, look at everybody.
Everybody see it? Yeah, it was good. And Pam,
it was fun.
I was watching that and I was just like looking at you, and I was just like, look at you, just kind of in a normal sized body, right, with the four of us, and just how far you have come with this.
Yeah.
I was just watching you. I watched that so many times, and I was just watching you going like, You look at her.
The fact that I
up
can
there.
even move.
I know. I remember when you first started sharing here, you were like, you were so excited because you were able to walk to the mailbox or the car.
The leasing or the pool, and it's
the pool.
not
That's
even
what it was.
It's not even a quarter mile. Nothing.
It's nothing. It's like right around the corner in your complex, in the where you live. Yeah.
Right.
And I remember,
and I was scared.
And I remember that we celebrated the day that you were able to walk to that pool. And now look at what you're doing. You walked all over Boston that weekend.
Oh yeah, for 5 hours.
For 5 hours. And when a year ago, she was like so excited that she walked out the door and was able to walk around the corner to the pool. Imagine that.
Yeah, it's definitely. It's leaps and bounds different, and so I just don't get it. Like I don't comprehend it all the time, fully. I forget that. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard. Like we were talking before you came on with Kathleen, just wrapping your head around the new version. The new things.
Yeah, the new version.
Sometimes that's challenging. Yeah.
Yeah. So exciting. Yeah.
It's all a work in progress.
Yeah. Good, Pam.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pam. Sherry, Seattle.
Hey, Sherry.
Hi, everybody.
Good
Hi,
to
Lulu.
see you.
Hi, Pam, Nicole. I missed you all so much. Life. I've had family in town, and we've been very busy. And anyway, I'm just excited to be here. And I was wondering, has anybody had this error message on their Instant Pot C6L?
No, I never had an error.
I keep getting it. So far, you've never.
Have you Googled it?
I keep getting this error message.
Did you Google it?
Yes, and I fixed it, and I was able to fix it. It took some trying different things, and I was able to fix it, and then it came back again after I had used it 3 or 4 times, and then I fixed it again. Now I'm just kind of getting into the. It's what's been happening so far is I'm cleaning the sensors. I'm having to turn it upside down, unscrew the bottom, clean I used a nail file, an emery board, and it worked. And
look at you DIYing. I said, look at you DIYing. Handy woman.
But I was just wondering if that's not common with this, because I just got one when watching you and watching what you use, and so I got your toaster oven, I got your Instant Pot. Everything works great.
Yeah. Don't you love the toaster oven? It's a great toaster oven.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I got some new pans that just fit in there perfect, you know, and so I can get maximum Brussels sprouts in there to roast.
Yeah, because if you get a round pan, you'll notice the back of the toaster oven. If you look in, the back is rounded, so you can put a round pan, so it even goes beyond it, so you can get like that big, like 12-inch round pizza pan fits in there. That maximizes it if you use that space that goes rounded in the back.
That'll be great for the cabbage, which I love. And I'm always saying addiction. I shouldn't use the word addiction.
No, it's true. It's true for me.
I tasted the mustard, the spicy brown mustard. I go through that so fast. I buy them 6 at a time.
Oh my God. Oh, you're addicted to mustard. So you got a brand that doesn't have sugar in it, right? Did you check?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
It was actually what you were using.
Just make sure it doesn't have sugar in it. That's what you're going back for.
It's so good. Yeah, I do love it, and I eat it with other things besides just the cabbage. I like it with Brussels sprouts sometimes.
Yeah, that would be good. I'm going to say one jar lasts me about probably 3 weeks.
I think I think max 2 for me. I go through it quite, very quickly.
So, no, I'm not familiar with an error message on an Instant Pot. Anybody else?
Okay.
I've never. I don't know whether it's you got a faulty one. Like, how long have you had it?
6 months,
Oh.
probably.
Yeah, that seems awfully short time for it something to go wrong. I'd write to Instant Pot if I were you. I'd say, what's up with this? I got to keep unscrewing the bottom of it, and they'll probably send you one. Then maybe they'll send you a replacement one.
Did you check the rubber ring? You know, the little clear rubber ring, that the gasket that seals it. Did you take that off and make sure there's nothing underneath that so it can seal?
I have not. Oh, good idea. I have not tried that.
But I thought the error message you got said that the sensors were dirty.
Yes, and it's I think that's correct, because when I do turn it upside down to take the screw off and use my emery board to slide between those sensors that touch it, and just I just sand it just the slightest little bit and then turn it back over. It works.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd call Instant Pot and I'd just say, I'm just disappointed. I've had it for 6 months and look what I got to do. Every 3 times I use it, I got to take the bottom off and stuff. What should I do? And they'll probably send you one.
It does get a lot of use. I thought maybe I was overusing it because I use it so much. Mine gets a lot of use
too. Mine gets, especially when I travel, it gets used a lot. No, I'm going to say that would be a very short life for an appliance like that. I would say, yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
yeah, I was curious. Thank you.
I use mine like twice a day, every day. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
I'm in Columbia, Missouri. But anyway, I wonder what you all do when your vegetables say wash before using. How do you do that? Do you just rinse it under the faucet? Do you like what I've been doing is putting little baking soda in water and soaking things? Am I overreacting? What do you all do about washing before you eat?
Well, they do have sprays that you can get right in a lot of produce departments have it, like it's a veggie wash spray. I don't know exactly what's in it, but I just rinse with water, if that. I mean, I don't feel like I'm washing like pesticides off. I know that organic foods are not pesticide free. I do realize that. I like to believe that they are, but I don't know that they really are. So I rinse things when it's convenient, but just in a colander underwater and just under running water. That's all I'll do. When I'm traveling in my van, it's not convenient for me to wash stuff. I only wash stuff that's dirty, that has dirt on it. And I know that's not popular, so you don't need to do it like I do. I don't know. I just feel like my immune system takes care of it. It feels like it anyway. And but I don't know how everybody else washes. You probably want to speak to somebody else besides me, because I'm not like, I just don't worry about that kind of stuff.
Well, I kind of worry about a lot of stuff.
Okay, talk to Nicole then.
I'm trying to take a page from Lulu's book, but I have watched you in your van, and even my husband has said, did you just see how she cut that right through the package? Because I think you were cutting asparagus through the package.
Yeah.
Because he looked at me to see if my head started on fire, because I am a worrywart and I wash a lot of things and I go a little probably too far. But so I'm trying to just relax a little bit, but what I do love to do with my fruit, especially like apples and stuff, I found like this cloth, and I don't know if Norwex is the only one who makes it, but it's sort of like a special cloth that kills germs, and it just looks like a washcloth. It's sort of rough, kind of like a scrubby, like a flat washcloth scrubby, and I just run that under water and I wash fruit that way that I'm going to eat the skin of. So I feel pretty good about that.
Now you're saying germs. You're not saying pesticides. You're talking about germs.
Well, I'm saying like any kind of well, when I went, and I don't sell Norwex, and I only went to one Norwex party, but they like put some chicken goo on the counter and then wiped it up with this thing and then took a black light. And I don't know. They have some magic potion system they do, and there was nothing there. And so, I'm like, I'll take one.
I'll take 50.
But I like that because if I'm going somewhere and I have it damp in a Ziploc baggie, to carry with me, then I could just wash a fruit and I feel okay about eating it. My husband just rubs it on his shirt and takes a bite, and I'm like, oh, there we go, here it comes. So I'm trying to relax a little bit, but I wash everything. I have a spinner, I wash my blueberries and spin them dry. I wash my lettuce and spin it dry. If I get a bag salad, sometimes I think I can taste the plastic, so I wash that really quick. But I am trying to relax, like when I travel, and just say, okay, these carrots that are pre-washed and ready to eat, I can eat them and I'll survive. So, I'm lightening up a little bit, but I do like to rinse everything, but I'm not using a special wash either. I just rinse it in cold water and use my salad spinner to whip the excess water off.
So you were talking about Norwex as a brand name?
It is a brand name. They sell a lot of expensive cleaning products and mops and gizmos, but this is it's sort of like, I can look for it and send it to you. It's just like a cloth. I'm sure they don't make the only one. It's like a cloth to wash vegetables with, really, and kitchen things.
Well, I've been peeling apples just because of possible pesticides, and I know that it's really good to eat the skin. It's got a lot of nutrition in this.
I just get organic apples.
But I've been peeling them, and I don't want to do that if I don't need to. But at the same time, I'm concerned.
The other thing is, Lulu uses these water wipes, when you're traveling, Lulu, and I've bought those too to have in my car if I'm going somewhere in case I just want to wipe it off, before I eat it, that kind of thing. So Linda, those come in like a pack, and I found them at Walmart, and they're like 99.9% water wipes, and they're usually by the baby wipes, but they're not baby wipes, like
really
traditional. Mm-hmm.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, okay. I use those. And I like, if I'm in my van, I use those to wipe sweet potatoes, because the sweet potatoes, like the water wipes, turn brown from dirt. I'm actually getting dirt off. That's what I need to do, But, get your apples, in my opinion, are, you need to buy organic apples, because there's a lot of pesticides in apples. That's why you're probably better off peeling them or get the organic. And I don't know. I don't not wash them. I don't look at that and say it doesn't need to be rinsed. If it's handy for me to rinse it, I rinse it. If not, I just trust it. I mean, 66 years later, I haven't been, I'm fine, I don't know. Everybody has a different opinion on that.
Well, I shop at Aldi's a lot, and I don't think I've ever seen organic apples.
Oh,
maybe I get organic apples at Aldi.
Yeah, I was going to say Aldi does pretty good with organic. Yeah,
they make Lady Organics at apples at most Aldi's, at least in Minnesota.
Maybe I just haven't been paying attention.
They're not by the other apples, just so you know.
Yeah.
Order.
I see.
Yeah, you'd probably be, if you're concerned about the pesticides on apples, I would just go for the organic, And, just, I don't know. Sometimes I think, rinsing in water, what is that doing? What does rinsing in water do for germs? And what does rinsing in water do for pesticides? I don't know. It doesn't seem like really effective. So I feel like when I skip it, it's not a big deal. I know other people have handled it. There's somebody that's picking each one of those apples up and putting them on the shelves and stuff. And if I'm like wigged out about somebody else touching it, then I don't know, is washing it underwater? I don't know. It's just, we're all touching. I'm like holding the handle of the cart that how many people have touched, but I'm afraid of that. I don't know. it's, to me, it's like, I don't know. I just need to make peace with the whole world. Like, we're all swapping anyway. You know, we're all breathing each other's air and touching everything. The money I touch in my purse, how many people have touched that? And I don't know. That's just me though. Anybody else have any veggie washing tips?
Nicole, that cloth you were talking about, is it like a wire cloth? Wire?
It really feels like just a rough washcloth. I put a link to it, or somebody who has it on one of their posts out there. I put a link in our chat, but I could grab it and show you. But it's just like a washcloth that's a little scratchy, but it's definitely not feeling like metal or wire.
But you must only be able to use that once, because...
Well, I hang it right by the sink. You know, I rinse it and I hang it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it dries, you know, or if it's not dry yet and I wash something else, it's just kind of just hanging there. And yeah, I don't know if it's just making me feel better or if it's doing anything. But, you know, I'm the kind of girl, I go to the grocery store, I get a wipe, I sanitize the bar of the cart. And then if I take my glove off and touch something, I go, oh no. And I put I'm just a little bit, I wouldn't say like I'm a germaphobe.
You and I are complete opposites. My God. We couldn't be more opposite on this subject. But that's okay. We all got to do what we got to do. Just do what you got to do.
I think I was just raised that way.
I tend to handle a grocery cart by holding it onto it, not by the handlebar.
I grab right onto it. Right onto it. I lick it. No, I'm kidding. I don't. No, I don't. I don't do that. Oh.
That's why I don't touch that thing.
Because I licked it. There might be people that may look at it.
I wish we had a poll so I don't feel so alone. I'm kind of starting to sweat.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling I'm more alone than you.
This is the little cloth, so it's just like a washcloth, you know. It's
Can you throw it in the microwave and sterilize it? That cloth?
Oh gosh, I wouldn't. I wash it in a. I put this in a mesh bag and I wash it with dish towels.
What is that for? What is that for, Nicole?
It's a vegetable. They say it's to scrub your vegetables, but I use it to scrub everything. It's got like copper, I think, or metal flecks or something in there. So I mean, you can see mine is like, I've had this thing, I don't know, for 10 years, but you can see
too.
It's got but yeah, I do use it for like scrubbing all my vegetables and my potatoes, and I fill up a big dish pan and I do Dr. Bonner's and I let everything soak, and then I scrub everything.
See, I told you, you were the popular one, Nicole, not me. Everyone's like, ew, to me.
I don't even put things in the refrigerator until they're washed.
I'm with you, Lulu, just so you know.
Yeah.
Who said that?
I'll try to break at the grocery store.
Huh?
Make sure that they're okay.
Anyway, I do like these. I think they're expensive, but I think they're worth it.
You do it like me, Bob? You do it like me, Bob?
Yeah, I'm like you. I'll try to break at the grocery store. Make sure they're okay.
Oh yeah.
I'll grab the cart from the person. I say, "Oh, are you done with that cart?" And I'll just take it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know what I do with the cart? I tell the next person, if they say, you know, would you like my cart? And I'm like, it's been sanitized.
Yeah. But you know what? You do you, Nicole. Everybody's different.
Yeah, we're all doing it different. Yeah, we're all different. Like, I don't have an opinion about you.
There's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody's right.
But
yeah, because it's right for you.
Right here.
That cloth that you were holding up, is that the Norwex cloth?
Yes, it's the Norwex fruit and veg cloth is what it's called. And it says on here, wash with light colors.
Oh, and it's backwards on mine. Yeah.
It says no softening, no bleach. It's 30% polyester and 20% polyantide. So Barb, the scientist, I don't know what polyantide is, but it's saving my life.
I just have to laugh when you said that, because I don't even separate my white from my colors. Everything goes in together. So
Barb.
I don't have time. I don't have time for that.
I don't have time for that either, Bob. I hear you.
How do
The
you-
pharmacist speaks.
How do you spell that?
Terms are a good thing, right, Barb? The
Is
pharmacist.
that NORWEX or
Yes.
Yes.
WEX?
Oh.
There you go. Okay, so maybe you'll get
Okay.
get that little rag, and I don't know. In my opinion, if you get that rag and you wipe something, then whatever you took off the thing goes on the rag.
You rinse it and it just magically cleans itself because of whatever's in there. I suppose, the next thing I'll be buying a snake potion, an oil.
But water, is not that. I don't know. It's just water, though. I don't know. Whatever.
I just have a hook by the sink and I just hang it up. It's in the sun and it just dries there. But I do like it for like scrubbing your potatoes and stuff like
Or your
that.
carrots, if you don't want to
Yeah.
peel your carrots.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Good.
Lulu, I'm going to need your address to send you a Christmas gift. You can wave it.
But I don't need
Wave
it.
it.
I don't
know,
need
you
it.
can-
I got it, Nicole. I'll send it to you.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay,
Well,
good.
Somebody said they use Dr. Bonner's now. So I think there's a bunch of different kind of Dr. Bonner's soap. Is there?
Well, all
So
different scents.
is this particular kind?
I just use whatever I have. I have lavender, peppermint, just whatever. Because then I just throw it out in the garden, water my plants with it.
And now, is there anything, Linda, you guys, is there anything wrong with like a little bit of warm water and a couple drops of dish soap, and I get a new sponge, clean sponge, and if I'm going to be eating a red potato or a yam skin, or I'm going to make applesauce and I want to get the stuff off the apples to make applesauce, I will use a little dish soap and scrub, rinse really well. And then I feel that I'm not eating dirt and pesticide on the apple. But that's what I do. It's there's probably better options out there, but that stuff on the apple's hard to get off.
So does that answer your question, Linda? You got some ideas?
Yeah, that's very helpful.
Good.
Great.
Thank you.
Sherry, take two.
I'm back again. I forgot. I really was wanting to ask also about, I have reached my goal. And I'm
Yay.
really excited. Yeah. But I feel like I still think I'm fat. I mean, my brain has not accepted that I'm there, but I'm there. I'm where I want to be. I'm wearing clothing anything I want to wear. And I love it. But it's kind of weird. I feel like I'm not mentally accepting that this is reality. And I don't want to, I no longer have the cravings. Lulu, you weren't kidding. I mean, I don't want ice cream.
No, you don't even need it.
You know,
No.
when people are eating it in front of me, I really have reached this point where I love the way I eat and the way I live. And I won't, never say never, but I can't imagine why I would not do this. But I still have this, I walk around with this feeling like, I don't know, it's just in my head that I'm not really there.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Sure.
How did you determine your goal weight?
That Mayo
you
Clinic
did.
chart.
Okay, so you did use that. So your height's in there. How tall are you?
5'4". I was 5'5" and 3/4, and I had to measure myself, and I had to readjust my goal weight because I had shrunk.
Yeah, join the club, right? We're all shrinking.
And I'm at 131, so I'm in that range, and it just feels like
Now 131. 131 is 133 is the middle for me. I'm 5'6". I would think that yours would be lower than that.
that maybe it should be. I'm looking at that chart. It's a little bit hard to determine.
Yeah. So
It's kind of
what
in
I do,
the middle.
Yeah, what I do with that chart is I take the range, the normal range for my height, and I go right in the middle. And I call that middle.
I think the middle is I think the middle is 126.
So if the middle is 126, then your weight range would be 124 to 120, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 7, 8. 5 pounds. Yeah, because mine is 133. So my range is 131 to 135. 2 up or 2 down.
So to 128, 124 to 128. Yes.
Would be your range.
Okay.
According to that. I mean, I know.
There.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just saying that like that's just the range on that using that method, if that's the method that you want to use. You know, if somebody weighed more than that and they said, but I feel good, I feel exactly where I want to be, I wouldn't say, no, you need to get down to that. I mean, you know, you just go wherever you want to go with it, right? But you're saying that you don't feel like you're at your ideal. Maybe is what I'm just saying is maybe you're not.
Maybe I'm not.
Maybe you get another 5. Because when you're this small, when you're this close, 5 is huge. That's huge. Like if you lost that 5, you would see a big difference in yourself, you know? And take 6 months to get there. Like it doesn't have to happen like right away. Just slowly go towards that. See if you start feeling better. So you don't have to sit there with that feeling that you're not at your best, you know?
I'm always surprised. I mean, I'm always surprised. I step on this scale and I don't believe it. And I step on it again. And then I go in the other bathroom and step on that one.
That you just
it's like I can't wrap my head around the weight loss.
Yeah. What's your total? What is your total, Sherry? What's your total?
52.
Wow. Good for you.
It's not 100 pounds, you know. It's
no 52 is
you look great. 52, you look so good.
Yeah, 52 is a lot of weight.
Feel good.
You look really good. Now tell me, I can remember you sharing that your family there was some holiday or something, and your family was kind of like, "You really going to do this?" And you had to kind of say, "You know, this is what I'm going to do." And I remember saying, like, just keep showing up and doing the same thing, and then they'll just expect it. Are you at that point now?
Made it through the holidays. I take my food. They get it now? Texted me since we've been on Zoom. I got a text message from my mom and my sister. Come meet us for lunch. Oh. And are you going to bring your own food again?
Oh,
said, yes,
so they know.
Of course.
See, that's what it is. It's sometimes it's really unusual for the family they're just thinking you're just doing something like, oh, here we go again, you know, with the diet. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, it's a holiday, start tomorrow. But they're seeing that you've just redesigned your life. When you're consistent, they're like, she's like redesigned her life. So like, and then they redesign their idea of you and what they expect from you. And they're not expecting you to bring a pie and eat their food. And no offense, but I'm taking my own. Yeah. Good for you. That's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, thank you, Lulu.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lulu. You know, I know I've said this before. You change lives.
Aww.
I mean, so big.
Yeah.
You know, thank you.
All I'm just doing, I mean, I've got nothing to teach. I'm an example, you know. Sometimes the best teacher is somebody that's an example of, you know, the way they're living. And I just on my channel, I was just doing what I do. And people are like, "What are you doing?" You know, they were just kind of, everybody's like all over it. And I was just like, geez, well, it's really, you know, just, and it didn't happen right away. They just thought like, oh, I'm eating a healthy meal. Oh, she's having another. And then like, you know, a year later, people are like, wow, like you do this all the time. How do you do that? You know? And that's when I just decided to, I just started to explain it, you know? And then people just wanted to hear more, and then more and more. And that's all I really am today. Like we read at the beginning, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not here to teach and charge money. And I'm just a little old white-haired lady that just likes to feel good. I just want to feel good, and I want to feel healthy and happy, and this is what I do to make that happen. And I'm just watching people getting healthier and happier every day, and how great is that? You know,
your example, is I watch people too in here and on Facebook, and how they are no longer having to take some meds, or no longer having to take insulin, maybe, and their blood pressure is down, and it's just amazing.
It is amazing
that eating this way is obviously so healthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That reminds me, Pam. Didn't you just have a milestone recently with medication? Didn't you? Was it you that just got off something recently?
Not too. I don't think it was a real recent one.
Oh, I thought it was you. Maybe it was somebody else. Not really recent. Like somebody had this medication cut in half and now it's gone. That's not you?
No, not since August. Not since August.
No, it was recent.
August was more recent. No, not
it was
more
like
recent.
Within the last month. It wasn't you. It was somebody.
No.
I thought it was you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I wanted to
I've definitely decreased my medications over the last year. So
yeah,
that's
you
all
sure
good.
have. You sure have. Yeah. But somebody else was decreased, and then they also, now they're at the point they get rid of it. And I thought it was you. It will be you. But I just wanted, I was like, if it was you, I wanted to brag about you.
Rona.
Hi, Rona.
So, Lulu, it was me that come up with medication that I've been on for the last 25, almost 30 years. I've been on blood pressure medication. And I passed it in August and then went off a month ago and am maintaining beauty with no medication.
Oh, it was you. Okay, so it was cut in half before and then now it's none.
Yes.
Oh, okay, it was you. I don't know why.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. That's big stuff.
It is huge, especially having been on it as long as I have. So.
Yes, that's great.
So.
Excellent, Rona.
Good to see you all.
Good to hear you.
Was there someone else who had their hand up or no?
Yeah, Kathleen did.
It was me. Just a comment. I forget what. Oh, Sherry, was it Sherry talking about your size? And I remember one time you were talking about this, maybe one of your videos too, talking about how you had in mind that what you thought would be your comfortable weight. And after you're there for a while, you're very comfortable and you think you might be able to be more comfortable if you lost a little more, because we almost could never imagine ourselves being like you, 133, or me being 135. Yeah. Like I wouldn't even, I would say if I can get to 150, I'll be so grateful,
That's
and here
exactly.
I've gone past that. So like, why put a number on it? Like, go with how you feel. And and I was just talking a little bit about that before we came on, just getting used to your body, like how it moves. Like, I mean, I've just lost 70 pounds. I mean, the guy that was on my back that I was carrying around is gone. And then I keep walking around, every time you move or you go by, I see my sisters because they all look like this. But it takes time for your brain to wrap around that this is you, and it's okay to choose how you want to present yourself. Like, you don't have to go with a number that, maybe you had in your mind before that you thought that was where that was the only thing I could do, was to be there, But I remember you talking about that in one of the things, because I just kind of got to the spot where I thought I would be like, oh, if I can just get there. And I'm like, I don't think this is it. But I did look at the chat again tonight. It's not really, I'm not in the middle. So I got a little more to go.
So, I understand what you mean when you say, like, you go by how you feel, but I can't do that myself. I That's why I use that chart,
Yeah,
because
no,
I would just go cuckoo with it. I would
yeah,
I would be this weight right now, and I would say, oh, five more, five more.
yeah,
It would never be good enough. It would always
yeah,
be off. That's why I asked those questions to Sherry, because it could be that she was spot on with the weight according to that chart, because she chose to use that chart. If she could have been spot on and still feeling like this, I would have said it's definitely up here, because
yeah,
up here it can't be trusted.
yeah. No, I agree with you. And that's why I looked at the chat again tonight. And yeah, no, I definitely appreciate
Yeah.
that like that's what you got to go at, because
Right.
no, this is wacko.
It's a bad neighborhood up here.
It's really wacko. But the fact that when I look at my fat picture and didn't think I was fat, like,
Yeah.
really? Like, so I have no sense of what my body image is,
Yeah.
obviously. You know?
I know.
I mean, oh boy. Anyway, that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask Sherry, like, if she was on that, right at that range according to that chart. The next question I was going to ask her was what size pants that she wears according to her height. I was just going to kind of visualize that. I was just going to see if it was her being cuckoo,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
having poor body image. And we did a whole meeting on body image, and it's about just accepting those imperfections of, age, giving birth, losing weight, all this stuff that our bodies have been through. When everything is working and you're in a normal sized body, just be grateful and blessed, that everything's working and you can live a good life, live your best life, right? But yeah, I wasn't looking at any charts when I lost weight and got down to into the 150s, and that was good enough. When you come from 241 pounds, 150 was like a skinny bones, right?
Yeah.
And I stayed there for a while until I was just like, geez, I think I just settled,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I just feel like I wanted to be smaller, but was I ready to? I think at that time I didn't want to do the food plan to get down lower. I was looking forward to like the changes, the changes in it, and like the changes are really no big whip. They're not that much. They're not that drastic,
Yeah.
And but and then that's when I was just like, no, it's time to, and I took off another 25,
Yeah.
or 20 something, 20, 25, and I needed to take off that 25. I feel much better with that gone,
I know. Yeah.
So, but yeah, everybody's doing good. I'm really excited. I'm so happy for everybody. And anybody
It's going to be a happy new year, that's for sure.
Yes.
I mean, it just keeps getting better.
Yeah. And any of you that may be on this call that haven't been blessed with the gift yet, the gift looks like despair and desperation. So if you're feeling that, it could be that you're on your way, because you're feeling that and you're here. It's one thing to be feeling that at home with your face in the fridge, but you're feeling that and you're here. So there's a reason that you're here. There's a reason maybe that you keep showing up here, listening. Even if you come here, listen, hang up, and go eat a half a gallon of ice cream, and you do that every week, there's going to be 1 week that you're not going to do. You're going to be like, enough is enough, because we've all been there. We've all been there, So hopefully you just keep coming back. And for those of you that are saying the new year, I'm going to do it the new year. Here it is. It's right around the corner. So hopefully you join us, and we'll have more people that are speaking and sharing your success and your ideas, that we all feed off each other, and it's just it's great. So excellent.